Trucks are usually rather tame things with VW Beetle engines, but Tony Carter from Bradford thought a 5.3-litre V12 Jaguar motor would liven the breed up a bit. The result was this, a monster of a trike called Black Velvet. When you're building something so different, you have to use your ingenuity. The front wheels offer Honda. The radiators from nothing more special than an old Hillman Hunter, albeit with a mild restyle. And as for the wing at the back, that's purely for decoration. Oh, and the shades are not a pose. They're essential to protect your eyes from flying debris. OK, so talk me through it then.
First of all, rear brakes.
All right, OK.
Front brake.
This one?
Throttle, accelerator.
That's quite gentle, is it?
Yeah. Automatic gearbox, that's your gear shift. Ignition, and off we go.
Right, better hop on. Now, as well as knowing how to drive the trike, one must also dress appropriately. This is not a machine to be approached in a short, tight skirt. And you can forget everything your mother ever taught you about sitting with your back straight and your knees together. It's not the most elegant of positions, but it's an awful lot of fun to drive. Handling isn't too bad in a straight line, but turning corners is to be avoided at all costs, particularly if you're as puny as I am. But Tony assured me 130 is possible in second gear, though I only managed a pathetic 40.
See, I don't get all the Jags, although it's true, I did get to drive this one, the new XJ12.
At tickover in the old XJ12, the engine was completely inaudible. But in this one, there's a rumble and, dare I say it, even a slight vibration.
The reason is simple. While the basic architecture of the engine in this car is the same as the old one, it's a whole lot more powerful. It's been enlarged from 5.3 to 6 litres, so that it now pumps out a whopping 318 horsepower.
Riders on the storm.
0 to 60 now takes 6.8 seconds, top speed 155 miles an hour. The old XJ12 was all smoothness and serenity, but this one gives you a bit more stuff.
Like a dog without a bone and actor on riders on the storm.
To get the most out of this car, you need to put the new 4-speed gearbox into its sport mode, put your foot down, and hang on. The engine doesn't hum like it did in the old car, it roars and snarls and growls like it's angry.
Let your children play.
OK, so it swallows a gallon of fuel every 15 miles or so, but remember, it's a V12. Ultimate status symbols never come cheap. I mean, you can keep a pet cat for what, 100 quid a year? A pet lion, though, that's a different story. And it not only goes and drinks like a big cat, it handles like one too. They've beefed up the steering, fitted square-shouldered, low-profile tyres and huge, fat alloy wheels. This isn't a limo, it's a sports car. It's thoroughly, thoroughly, thoroughly good fun to drive.
Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire.
And you don't have to take my word for how good Jags are. Stunt driver Norman Barber always uses one if he's likely to take a knock.
Success! The record of 12 flaming dominoes had been broken, but it wasn't all plain sailing. Norman hadn't hit the first cars in the way he wanted. By the 6th and 7th, he was slowing and the cars were starting to pile up on top. His worst nightmare. Thankfully, by steering from side to side, he managed to pick up speed and the battered Jaguar staggered to the end. There was more relief than usual inside the car as the record tumbled.
One vehicle which Mr. Barber is extremely unlikely to use for that stunt is the Mini Moke, which, thanks to a production line in Portugal, is once again available in Britain. Driving the Moke was and is noisy, bouncy, uncomfortable, drafty, and though it's sprightly and fairly nimble, it's not exactly overflowing with safety features like an airbag or side impact protection beams. It has a 1-litre engine, though there's an injection Cooper version coming later. And if you like driving Minis, and let's face it, who doesn't, you're just going to love this. It's alfresco fun in an anodyne world. I guess by now a great many of you will be wondering when you'll get another chance to see the true classic from the last series. A beast of impeccable breeding, extraordinary bodywork, and it has to be said, breathtaking performance. If anything could be said to be bristling with the appurtenances of gracious living, this is it. Mind you, that's probably because the top of his head, at least, doesn't really bristle with very much at all.
There are old cars and old cars. Some simply expire, giving up the unequal struggle. They pass the way of all flesh, reduced to their component parts, and are melted down to make new ones. Others, the non-mass-produced variety, better built and more prestigious, are less perishable, less vulnerable to the ravages of time. Their breeding spares them from such an ignominious fate. But there are a handful that last longer than most. And this little beastie happens to be one of them. No matter what you think about its styling, the Daimler Dart or SP250, to give it its proper title, makes a seriously sensible old car. What gives the Dart its longevity and high survival rate is its fiberglass body, which means zero rust. There's a massive 4th road bridge chassis and a turbine-like V8 engine capable of up to 30 miles per gallon. In other words, it's as tough as Doc Martens with piffling ownership and restoration costs. But the main reason for buying a Daimler Dart sounds like this. The 2.5 V8 Edward Turner designed power unit is the Dart's tour de force and an absolute lulu. If anything, it's too fast for the rest of the car.
You may recall that Count Quentula confessed to owning a Dart. He said he'd never sell it and that he would be buried in it, which I guess makes a change from the usual car salesman's patter about how he's saving it for his mother. Our Tiff also has a dream car, but because his is Jim Clark's 1962 Lotus 25, it's unlikely he'll get to own it. However, when the new Grand Prix circuit at Donington was opened, Tiff got to realise a lifelong ambition.